When you think of good roller coaster parks, parks like Cedar Point, Kings Island, Hershey Park, Busch Gardens Tampa come to mind. While it does not have that world-class have-to-ride-it attraction, Six Flags America might just have one of the most underrated coaster lineups in North America. For a park that has not received much investment in a very long time, Six Flags America's coaster lineup is surprisingly decent, all things considered. There's a good Intamin hypercoaster, the world's last ever Vekoma Flying Dutchman, a good Premier Rides launch coaster, a spinning Wild Mouse, and even a surprisingly good PTC wooden roller coaster, which is also an American coaster enthusiast landmark. Though, a lot, if not all of these attractions are likely in their last months of operation, and one of these coasters has already given its last ever rides. How do these coasters stack up to each other? Find out in this coaster ranking of Six Flags America's roller coasters. Kicking off this ranking is Great Chase, the park's Zamperla family coaster. This coaster is a cloned layout of one that you can find all over the world, including Hershey Park in central Pennsylvania. While it has a couple of moments of weak laterals, this coaster does not do too much, which lands it at the bottom of this ranking. Just ahead of Great Chase is Roar, a large-scale wooden roller coaster manufactured by Great Coasters International. It was one of the first wooden roller coasters GCI ever built, opening in 1998. While it has a promising twister layout with some large elements, Roar's roughness really holds it back. The jackhammering throughout the ride affects the overall ride experience. If this coaster had received some Titan track, it would have definitely helped. Without it, Roar is one of Six Flags America's weakest roller coasters and thus landing it at the number 8 spot. Coming in just ahead of Roar at number 7 is Professor Screamore's Skywinder, the park's Vekoma SLC. What wonders new trains can do for these typically bad roller coasters. Professor Screamore's new trains are the reason why this coaster ranks higher than Roar on this ranking. When it was Mighty Racer and had the old trains, this coaster was arguably the worst roller coaster we have ever ridden. Between the bulky restraints and poor tracking, Mighty Racer beat you up pretty badly. Professor Screamore's new trains, which have Vekoma's vest-style restraints, eliminate the headbanging altogether and actually allows you to experience some of the ride's forces. If you have ever done the Great Nor'easter at Maury's Piers, you know just how good these SLC layouts can be, and you get a little bit of that on Professor Screamore with the new trains. Though that is about all you get. While it does have new trains, Professor Screamore still suffers from poor tracking, which makes the ride rougher than the other coasters ahead of it. It is no longer the worst roller coaster we have ridden, though it is still not good. While it is not a good Bollinger and Mabillard floorless coaster, Firebird has some surprisingly good moments, which helps it take the number 6 spot on this ranking. Originally a stand-up roller coaster called Apocalypse, Firebird takes advantage of some of those floorless coaster elements. It is surprisingly forceful during its first half and has 2 really good airtime moments. Firebird's best moments are the drop off of this section of straight track, the left to right S-turn, which delivers a nice pop of quick airtime for those sitting on the left side of the train, and the turnaround right before the section of straight track, which is decently forceful. Where this coaster falls short, though, is that it is noticeably rough. A back row ride, which should offer the best overall ride experience, especially with the airtime moments, is not good, due in large part to the probability of headbanging with the over-the-shoulder restraints. Nonetheless, Bollinger and Mabillard's first ever roller coaster does showcase several great aspects that would become commonplace on its later coasters. Despite its good moments, Firebird is not as good as Raging Cajun, which kicks off the top 5. Raging Cajun is a fun roller coaster. While it is just a Wild Mouse, the fact that it has spinning cars elevates the overall ride experience. If you get a good spin going, you get some fun sideways or backwards airtime on those hills towards the end of the ride, as well as some nice laterals on those hairpin turns. Very rarely does a Wild Mouse rank this high on a coaster ranking, but Raging Cajun is a great ride, especially if you have a good spin going. While there is a possibility that it may get relocated, Raging Cajun is definitely a coaster that will be missed if it does close for good. Raging Cajun is a good roller coaster, though it does not come close to Six Flags America's top 4. And coming in at number 4, after some considerable thought, is Batwing, the last Vekoma Flying Dutchman still standing, and the last original ground-up coaster Six Flags America ever received. Batwing is actually the one coaster at Six Flags America that has already given its last rides. It has been standing but not operating since July 8th of 2025. When it was operating, Batwing was one of the best old school Vekoma roller coasters out there. It had some forceful moments, with its most forceful being that vertical loop, and had a great ending with that double inline twist helix finale. While it was a hike to get to at the park and frequently operated with just one train, Batwing was definitely worth riding. The flying sensation was quite cool, and the layout was actually good. Despite having some good moments, Batwing is not as good as Joker's Jinx, which kicks off the top 3. This Premier Rides LIM launch coaster may not be the most original, as it is a near clone of 3 other roller coasters within the Six Flags chain, but it still offers a great ride experience. Joker's Jinx begins with a punchy launch, followed by a forceful climb up into the ride's first inversion. From there, you experience some whippy turns and inversions as you navigate the spaghetti bowl layout. And what makes Joker's Jinx's ride experience better than the Flight of Fair coasters at Kings Island in Mason, Ohio, and Kings Dominion in Doswell, Virginia, is the fact that it does not have a mid-course brake run, which makes the ending much more intense. You whip through the last corkscrew and get a brief pop of airtime before hitting the final brake run. Overall, Joker's Jinx is just a fun roller coaster and holds its own as one of Six Flags America's better roller coasters. And as the park's only operating launch coaster, Joker's Jinx is a great one. While it has a great ride experience that combines whip and positive G-forces, Joker's Jinx must take a backseat to Wild One, the 100-plus-year-old PTC wooden roller coaster. This Ace Landmark roller coaster delivers some surprisingly good airtime. While its first drop does not give a lot of airtime, the rest of Wild One's layout is packed with several moments of floater and near ejector airtime. The standout airtime moments are that first airtime hill after the first drop and the larger airtime hill on the return trip, the second of which gives near ejector airtime for those sitting towards the front of the train. There are also a couple of good moments of weaker airtime pops on the second hill, the double down, and the turning airtime hill after the larger airtime hill on the return trip. In addition to the airtime, Wild One has some good laterals, particularly that right-hand banked turnaround after the double up. And the Helix finale is a great way to end the ride. This coaster is a great one, and even rivals some wooden roller coasters built decades later. It will be sorely missed if it does close for good. While Wild One could take the top spot on this list depending on what you prefer or when you visit the park, the best ride at Six Flags America and taking the top spot is Superman, Ride of Steel. This Intamin hypercoaster has a good mix of floater, low ejector, and weak ejector airtime, as well as strong positive G-forces. The coaster's best moments are definitely the first drop while sitting in the very back row, the 2 large camelback airtime hills which give some decent floater airtime, the first helix which pulls some good positive G-forces, and that ejector airtime hill finale. While you get that sense of speed and some good airtime while sitting in the very front row, the back row gives the slightly better ride experience. And the fact that Superman only has T-bar restraints enhances the ride experience since they are so minimalistic. While it is one of Intamin's earliest mega coasters, Superman Ride of Steel still delivers a fun ride experience, making it the best roller coaster at Six Flags America. And there you have it, all of Six Flags America's coasters ranked. Where did your favorite coaster fall on this ranking? Let us know in the comments below. For more in-depth comments about Six Flags America's top 4, check out our full-length reviews for each coaster already on the channel. And if you enjoyed this video or are new to the channel, please like and subscribe for more coaster content like this. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more coaster rankings and amusement park content coming soon to Coaster Adventures, and we hope to see you in the next one.